Alright, hi guys. As you can see, I am now back at my house in California, and we're going to start doing the installation today on the GL1800. Um, it took 2 suitcases to bring everything back, and then we'll try to get it installed today, maybe 2 days. We'll see how long it takes. I pulled everything out, so I'll be able to show you what all the parts are, and then we'll go from there. Alright. Okay, so this here is the actual main landing gear setup right here. This is the leg in its down position. This is the mounting section right here, and it's supposed to mount up actually where the passenger peg and crash guard is. So this portion of the crash guard area needs to come off, and then this little guy right here is actually the camouflage piece that attaches to here that makes it look like it's a part of the stock OE exhaust system, and it goes right next to that. As you can see, the kit comes with all of the wiring and everything that you need to do the installation, including the sensors. The Goldwing that the system goes onto actually needs to be either an ABS model, or like the one that I have here is not an ABS model, which means I actually need to attach the front and rear ABS sensors, and that's what the computer system, which is this, needs to know what kind of speeds the bike is running at. So not only does it use the speed sensors coming off of the ABS ring, it actually has a backup GPS sensor on it as well, so that it'll sense speed from 3 actually different locations for safety, just in case something happens to one system. The other systems will still be able to read speed. So little by little, we're gonna take everything apart here and start doing the installation. So these two pieces right here, this is the wheel speed sensor for the front and the rear. Right now I actually don't know which one's which, but these will both come with the kit included. But like I said before, you do need to either have an ABS model and or get the Honda OEM ABS wheel speed, not the actual sensor itself, but the ring for the front and the rear, and those need to get installed. So, which is actually probably going to be one of my most time-consuming pieces to put on, would be to take the wheels off so that I can actually put these 2 ABS rings on. As far as everything else is concerned, we've got the controller system that goes on the handlebar here. We have this guy here, which is your level sensor. This goes underneath the, I think it was the passenger side seat. It will mount underneath, and this will get calibrated to sense when the bike is actually level with the ground or not. The landing gear system can counteract up to a 20-degree side hill, so that even if you're on the driveway and you're facing sideways or an angle, the landing gear system will keep the bike upright by sensing when the bike is level itself, and then the wheels themselves will adjust to keep the bike level. So it's a great setup so that the bike isn't leaning sideways on a side hill like some of the other systems that are out there. And that's actually one of the most important pieces, or most important technological ideas of this whole entire custom bike landing gear setup. Okay, so it looks like the first thing that I need to do is remove the front wheel, and there's 3 holes here, and that's where I need to put in the first front ABS ring. And I think that's my first step, and then I'll work on the rear one as my second step and get that out of the way so that I can do the remainder of the install. speed part number for the front ABS ring, and those are the individual bolts I need to put the ignition on. And I'll so partners I need to put together, and the description on so you can look at. Now that I've got the ABS ring on, I'm going to take the included sensor, and that's actually going to go on right here like so. And that is what's going to read the speed coming off of the ABS ring. And that is going to be one of our speed sensors. Okay, the rear wheel has come off, and then the rear brake disc in order to put on the ABS ring. And the ABS ring, once again, is to be used for the rear speed sensor. We already put the front speed sensor on. So, need to put that on and then put the rear end back together so that we can do the remainder of the install. For you guys that already have an ABS bike, you won't be needing to do this whole entire part because you would already have the ABS ring in place. Okay, so this is where the rear speed sensor goes, and this is what picks up along with the front the rotational speed of the bike, so it can calculate how fast the bike is moving. In order to get there, you're going to actually have to still take off the rear wheel along with the rear caliper and the rear rotor. It's not too difficult of a job, but it's something that has to get done in order to be able to put the speed sensor on. Actually, you know what? Once I put everything back together, I had to actually take the wheel off and the rotor off to put the ABS ring on it. But for those guys that have ABS bikes already, it might be actually possible to get to these two bolts here without having to remove the rear wheel. So I'll give that a shot once I get everything put together again, and I'll let you know. Actually look like there might be enough space here to be able to put on the speed sensor without taking everything off for the guys that already have ABS. You might be able to back that bolt out right into that open space back there and slide the sensor bracket through. So I think it is possible. As far as the sensor clearance, you can see right up in there, I've probably got about 1/8 of an inch between the sensor and the ABS ring. And later on, once all the electronics and everything go together, we'll be able to test out both speed sensors to make sure that they're working properly. I removed the side covers here on either side because what I need to do is I need to take off the passenger foot peg here, because that's where the mounting bracket for the system goes. So I'll get on that and we'll fit it up and see what it looks like. Okay, I've removed the seat, which comes off pretty quickly. Where the grab handles are, there's two bolts there. Take those off on either side, and then the seat will remove from the back. And then I installed this, which is the level sensor. This is what tells the bike that it's upright, and this will get wired into the wiring harness, which will go inside the side bag area. The landing gear legs, it's only supported by 2 screws or 2 bolts, which are a part of the kit. These bolts actually go into where the OEM crash guards were, so this system right here will basically delete the crash guards, but this whole entire piece right here will do the same thing as the crash guards. So use the 2 pieces of hardware that come with the kit. I haven't installed the pegs just yet, but everything is hooking up very nicely, and we'll keep working. Wiring here, we've got the control switch here. Everything on the harness is labeled, including what goes to the right side, left side. A lot of the wiring that comes from the front will actually go inside of this cowling area here, and then we have one extra main cable that goes to the camera. We also have these guys here. This is the motor left hand side, so it goes to this harness here, and then we've got the control harness. This is probably the feedback harness, so you can tell that it's numbered clearly, 62. And then this is a harness that goes to that, 62 as well. And then the other side, which is labeled as 61, we'll move over to the computer side, and everything corresponds to whatever's labeled inside of here. So he's made it pretty easy to hook everything together. So I'm pretty impressed. Looks very nice. Fairly easy to install. Haven't had any issues just yet, and we'll keep working. Okay, this is day 2 of the build or the installation process. The wiring and everything has been finished for the most part. Everything's run through the inside of the saddlebag going to the computer. Everything got wired up just to test everything out, and it seems to be working without issue. So now it's time to put everything back together again. All this wiring right here will get hidden inside of there. We got some wires that will go underneath the seat, including the sensor for the monitor. All of this wiring needs to get put away and zip tied and pulled back into the saddlebag. But legs are working. Looks like everything's good to go. So we'll button it up today and go for a test run on it a little bit later. Okay, so I'm finally done with the project. This is what it looks like. The landing gear is down at the moment. Bike is off. All the pieces are back on. All the wires are hidden. That's what it looks like from the rear. So the landing gear mimics the look of a muffler, and so when the landing gear is up, it looks like you have 2 mufflers coming out the back. So it doesn't look too bad at all. Out the side, if you're looking at it from the side, it looks like it's the stock muffler.